Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And once more we are back here with another game from Major League Wingspan. We've played 6 games so far, we're 4-2, so we're definitely on the right track, but lots more games still to go here in this regular season, and we've got one coming up right here. Going first in this one, so let's jump in and let's take a look at what we've got to work with in this starting hand here. Okay, well we've already got Ruddy Duck, so that is a good sign. Having card draw right off the bat, always like to see that. And Baltimore Oriole as well, as a nice big point bird, but forest, brown power as well, potentially something to look at. So we'll take a look at the trait as well. Alright, actually, we've got black-throated diver there, so that might be something we look at as something that we could use, but that's maybe something we don't want our opponent to have, I think. Leaving that kind of bird kind of dangerous. So we'll see what we've got in the bonus cards. Okay. Site selection expert is such a crazy one. It could go either way. I've had games where I've scored only 1 or 2 points, and I've had games where I've scored 10 plus. So definitely potential there. But it can be quite tricky, and I find it quite distracting sometimes. So maybe not the way. An enclosure builder, I did notice, yeah, we have got the Malafowl, so there's potentially some synergy there with the Malafowl on actually Diver as well hits that, so we could do something here where we're just going for ground nests and we get 6 birds down, we get 7 points from the bonus card and then another 6 eggs from Malafowl, so that's definitely tempting. And yeah, the more I think about this, the more I realise we got to pick up that Diver, so I could definitely do something like this. I think. Yeah, we've got a couple of nectar in the feeder, so pick up the diver, get the Oriole down. The starting nectar is super helpful there. Get a bit of food going, and yeah, we could even. I don't want to get distracted by the send around, but we could hit it if we do choose to get the Malafowl down in the grasslands legs a couple of times. Might be an option. So yeah, I think I'm going to lock this in, and pretty good start, pretty open start. It's all going to be about that diver though. With that strong brown power, resetting the tray, getting some more cards, hopefully can get something good here. Should say as well here before we get started, we are playing here against Falafel Waffle, who is a viewer of the channel and also a content creator in their own right, so I believe they are also recording this game, so do check their channel out, check their perspective of this game out. At the end of this video there'll be a link there. And yeah, you'll get to see this game from a whole new perspective. But for now, we've got a game to play here, so it comes onto our first turn. Opponent keeping 3 birds and 3 food. And yeah, we're going to go ahead. Pick up this diver, so we're going to keep the nectar here. We want to keep the nectar so we can go ahead and yeah, get this Baltimore Oriole down. So definitely hoping the 2 nectars still going to be there. There's every chance it won't be. Does kind of depend what my opponent's priorities are. Maybe they're going to play a forest bird and get a bit of food for themselves, but yeah, I'm hoping at least with a reroll or with another turn gaining food, we'll be able to get what we need to get this down. And this is just going to be super strong, so definitely the kind of bird you want to get early. And alright, European Robin, very nice opening forest bird there. They'll be able to get plenty of nectar with that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get our Oriole down. So of course with these cult powers, you've got to be a little bit wary. Definitely, yeah, you don't want to be giving out a million free food, but it's berries. They're not super useful. We might be able to get some use on this Malafowl. If I could have got the 2 nectar there, would have been much more handy. Maybe being able to get this this Malafowl down a little bit quicker, use the berry there, but might still be possible. Might still be something we look at, but for now, yeah, we'll go ahead, take the reroll, and we do indeed get some nectar there, so got the one we need to be able to play this diver. So yeah, always interesting with these kind of end rounds. Eggs in the habitats, always tricky. I think even on the baseboards, and even more so now, where you've got to be laying eggs twice to even qualify for that. So yeah, can be one where you get sidetracked and get dragged into it where you really don't want to, but equally it could be something worth going for, because if you're going to have to lay eggs at some point, you may as well lay them early, and you may as well get some extra benefit through the end of round goal. So we'll see. I think there's potential where if laying eggs twice is going to win me that end of round goal, it might be worth it. But equally, we've got a strong brown power in the wetlands and the diver, and I think when you've got that, you want to make the most of it early, going and drawing lots of cards. So they went and took food again, 6 nectar, slightly crazy. I think we go and get this diver in play now, and yeah, we have a turn. I think we have at least. Oh, yeah, I think we just draw cards here. I'm just trying to think. We could take food, play the Malafal legs twice. I don't know. I'm not super keen on that. It feels a bit slow when I could be drawing cards right away and finding some nice brown powers. Maybe even finding an egg laying brown power to just help with the tempo and help with this end of round goal, maybe in its own right. So we'll see. But yeah, I think with a strong wetland card drawing bird like this, got to make use of it. So definitely kind of nervous what they might have with these 2 extra birds and now 6 nectar in hand. So yeah, if it's expensive, it's going down soon. But I'm glad I was able to block that diver. I think definitely a nice one to block. So all right, this is interesting. We now got Scrubfowl popping up. So they drew something that I don't remember because I wasn't paying attention. But Scrubfowl is yeah, also doing the same job here as Malafal. So we've got some extra synergy there. I think we do go ahead and grab this. And yeah, it eats berry actually, which we could feed it from the Oriole. So we'll grab that. Sort of tempted by this Roadrunner. I'm not gonna lie, sort of tempted by it. Again, anytime I'm sort of seeing a grass and bird, it's something that will eat the berries. I'm gonna grab it. Might be something we look at going for later. But what can this diver find for us? Some nice big point birds are what we like. Kind of actually interesting. I almost want all 3 of these with the predator synergy. But yeah, I think we'll go with the owl here for the big points. So Willy Wagtail's popped up. That is a bit of an enigma of a bird. Did play it in a earlier game in this tournament. I'll link to that one. It can go either way. It can be your best friend. It could be your worst enemy. So resetting that tray, always a gamble, as it is with the diver here. But when you only grab at a certain nest type, yeah, you can run into all kinds of trouble there. So we'll see if my opponent goes for that. If they're not satisfied, but they are, I can see now, discarding nectar. So maybe, I think that's a sign they don't have that wetland bird, because I think if you had a wetland bird and you had 6 nectar, you'd be playing it and drawing cards. But yeah, they're spending some of this nectar to maybe do that bit of digging off the deck, draw some extra cards. So I'm sort of okay with that. And yeah, we definitely have the better card access at the moment. But games of Wingspan can change quickly. So they have drawn and they have gone and picked up the Willy Wagtail. So be very interested to see where that goes. But okay, we have got 3 turns left. Do I grab anything? Griffin Vulture kind of tempts me. If there is a world in which I can get these 2 down in the next round, might be worth it. They did pick up actually the Shrike Thrush, which is also a predator. So something to think about. But I think I want to keep digging. I want to keep seeing what I can find. So Laughing Kookaburra is not bad, but I feel like we've got pretty good food access at the moment. So we will just go off the top, see what we find. American Robin, very, very tasty. So I think, yeah, we'll be having that. And there we go. Talking about games of Wingspan can change in an instant. That's not the kind of bird you want to reveal to someone with no wetlands and good food access. So they won't need Willy Wagtail anymore. Because Franklin Skull's popped up. And we no longer have house rules in effect for the Franklin Skull and the Killdeer on the Oceania boards. So that'll be going down pronto. And yeah, sorting out all of their card draw problems. So definitely not what you want to see. But scratch that, because they've not picked it up. So, okay. All the mind games at play here. The mind games. Leaving a Franklin Skull of the tray. I've got to grab it. I've got to grab it. I've got an Omega Robin. I know they just played a pink power, but I'm going to have to get my eggs from somewhere. So we are taking that. No questions asked. And all right, we're now really getting the grassland birds going. So, do we believe, or do we want the steady supply of worms? That is the question. That is indeed the question. I feel like, Bee Eater might be the way to go. I'm just trying to plan out this grasslands now. If we're gonna go Robin and Franklin's goal, we're gonna play one of these two, and maybe this Roadrunner. I've got to work out where everything's gonna go, and how we're gonna sort of get our food going. Because the worms, I think the worms from either of these would certainly be useful in many cases. It's just a case of whether I care about throwing worms at my opponent. I think in this case I don't. So let's go grab the flycatcher. There's another thing to consider with the bee eater, which is that if you're resetting that bird feeder, you're quite often resetting and revealing lots of nectar. So not the kind of thing you want to do. Ready for the other player to be set up to go there. So I think we've got enough now. I think we've got enough to be going with. So yeah, it's just about getting all of this set up. And I think we can do that pretty quickly. So we definitely use the Oriole. We use that to our advantage. But maybe just trying to work out the the order in which to do all of this is non-trivial. But perhaps we can. Perhaps if we do the robin first, if we do the robin and lay eggs, can then play the scrub fowl, and then suddenly we're unlocking extra food by discarding cards. So I think that's probably the right way to do it. And I don't really want to take food right now because I want to be trying to get nectar if I'm going to play this Franklin's Goal. Nectar's easy to get than fish, so yeah, we shall try and use that to our advantage. But that means delaying a little bit in terms of when we're going to go ahead and take food here. So yeah, definitely interested to see what my opponent's got cooking, whether they are going to go for this Willy Wagtail. They're still drawing birds, so... Well, red knot's quite nice. Do I just draw again here? I think I might just draw again here. Red knot's super nice. I could just go bee eater and flycatcher. I'm going to need lots of worms clearly for this red knot, so I think these are both good birds. Let's pick them up and see what else we can find. Well, me and the wedge-tailed eagle have a very complicated history, so I think we'll go with the cerulean warbler here and look to play that in the forest. But there we go. What a round one. That's the power of Diver. That's the power of the early card draw. Definitely glad I didn't get sidetracked to just play the Malifaux on legs twice, just for the sake of a few end of round goal points, because I found some much nicer stuff. So little penguins going down. All right, that is going to be an interesting play. See, it's quite a swingy bird. Could potentially get lots and lots of fish. Could potentially get none at all. So want to keep an eye on, and that's the nectar we're looking for. That is the nectar we're looking for. So do I just go and grab that? I feel like I might. I know I talked about using the scrub fowl. I suppose it's all about how much they're going to be waiting a bit. So yeah, I think we can do this. If we do robin, egg, scrub fowl, and then take food, I think we then look at playing some of these tasty grassland birds. So let's do that. Let's do that. And we've got one of my least favourite end of round goals here. He's pointing left. Well, you've actually got to look at the bird artwork, so scrub fowl is going to help with that. I don't necessarily know if I want to get too sidetracked, considering that gull, flycatcher, and this bee eater, which are potentially all birds I'm going to look at playing here. They all face the other way, so not quite, not quite what we're looking for in terms of the end of round goal. But as I say, not going to be too big of a deal here. But Yeah, I'm curious what's the next play. I'm thinking they probably did grab. Well, they're grabbing even more nectar. I think they did grab the Griffin Vulture, so they might be doing something there. Let's get rid of this and Hinger. I don't think you're ever going to get played here. Double play, Kinglet, not a bad option. Not a bad option at all. So I'm almost running out of forest spots now. I think if we're doing Cerulean Warbler, we've got these two yellow powers. I think both of those want to go in the forest. This enclosure builder is going to be super easy to max out and get loads of eggs here as well. But yeah, we then haven't got space for this Great Horned Owl, so that might, to be honest, be a step too far if we're just going purely for a worm party, as it were, with the Flycatcher and the Bee Eater. So yeah, we'll focus on the worms, I think, and see where that takes us. But yeah, this is kind of a critical period of the game. I think this round two can make or break your game. I think we have the potential to get things set up. We have the potential to get Franklin's goal with these other brown powers. We want to get those down and start using this grasslands. Got to be wary of this pink power, but I've got to get my eggs from somewhere, and I have no hope of getting them from anywhere else. But there we go. Willy Wagtail has gone down in the forest, so we're going to hope for lots and lots of Rule 16s coming our way. But for now, Scrub Fowl is going down. So I think for the tempo, this is important. We've got loads of spare cards, being able to throw cards, get extra food going is very important. So yeah, we're going to want as much food as possible to get this going. And actually, if they're going heavy in the forest, food's not going to be a problem. I don't feel quite so bad about the potential worm party incoming from this Flycatcher. So definitely not too bad. And all right, now they're laying eggs, so they can't rely solely on the pinks, and we are going to get some nectar. So yellow-breasted chat can go. A bit more nectar, very nice. We'll take the berry as well. So three turns left. I think we play the Flycatcher. We lay eggs, and then we're going to have a worm and a nectar. And I think we use that to play the Franklin's goal. But okay, cultists, they are going all in on this forest. We're not going to do anything on this end around, I don't think. Let's get things going here. And then we can always use the worms that we're getting from this Flycatcher to feed the Eater. And so I think that's how we're going to do this. So Flycatcher down, big points, very, very nice. Always nice to have these kind of strong brown powers, I think, that are also big point birds. So they're sort of, serving a dual purpose here. Both being good for my tempo, getting this extra bit of food, obviously helping my opponent as well. But yeah, they're going to help at the end of the game with the big points. And actually, Baltimore Oriole with the Star Nest, that's going to help. Collect some lovely, lovely Scrub Fowl eggs. So very, very nice. Very, very welcome indeed. And yeah, it's time to lay some eggs. So do we think about throwing cards? I think probably not yet. But it's definitely something we can look at in future. So let's take the worm. To be honest, this could be a potential play later. I don't know how much food they're going to want to necessarily take. But maybe... Yeah, I think we did already say Horned Owl. We don't have space for, so we'll get rid of you. And Kia is another very nice find. We're sport for choice, I think, between the grasslands and the forest. We're definitely sport for choice, but again, this is another enclosure builder bird, so it's the easiest enclosure builder of my life. But yeah, maybe if we do get some extra food through these brown powers, then that's going to be a good way of potentially getting some extra bonus cards. So feels like this is coming together. Feels like this is definitely coming together nicely. So hopefully we can build something strong here. And all right, there we go. Grey Shrike Thrush has gone down. It's another big point left, so we're kind of nowhere on the centre of our goal. No surprises. And yeah, Franklin's goal is going down. And I'm sort of thinking to myself, do I even need Franklin's Skull? I'll be honest at this point. So maybe Franklin's Skull isn't going to go down. The reason I'm thinking is that we still play it is that we're going to have these options here for discarding cards to turn those into more eggs. So it's going to score points. It's a star nest. It's going to get eggs from the yellow power. So of course we play it. I think there's still time to make this work. And I think it is still worth getting down. So as I said, lose that end of round goal. Not really what we were looking at. We come here into the next round. Got another enclosure builder-bird. So all right, now I think it's time to look at discarding cards. So yeah, I think this Kingfisher can go. And I think this Raider can go as well. Don't think we've got scope to play that, so let's get some extra eggs on the go. Carrion Crow, well, they have got 2 down. That might be something we look at. An Australian Ibis as well is kind of fun. But do we still have time? It's a timing question in many, many cases here. Maybe Cerulean Warbler. Just feel like this Carrion Crow, if they play a 3rd Predator, I could play that this round for 2 Worms. It's going to be a 9-point play, which is the same as the Swan in the tray. I think Ibis can go. We'll grab the Swan. Violet Green Swallow pops up, so okay, that would be something nice if my opponent wants that. But again, this is kind of the stage of the game. This is where you want your engine set up. We're nearly there. They're basically there in the forest. Violet Green Swallow. Borderline if you could still get good usage out of it, so we'll see what the approach is for them. But yeah, I think I'd almost be tempted to take food here, to be honest. Take food, get the grasses finished, go back to laying eggs, and then use whatever remaining eggs and food to be playing some of these lovely birds. So it's going to be all about the ground nests, and indeed they do go ahead pick up the Violet Green Swallow, so I'm sure that's going down. And yeah, we're going to have a prioritization job here. What goes down and what doesn't is the $1 million question. So I think we take food here. I'm thinking 5 turns left. We take food. We can play 2 birds. Maybe I do play this in the grasslands. Just to push that grasses out, and actually it could be really handy for that last set around goal with all these egg spaces. So that could certainly be an option. And just by having more birds down now, maybe get some extra eggs going. So yeah, I think let's do that. I think we can sacrifice something here. Oh, too many birds. Do we sacrifice the Carrion Crow? I think we probably do at this point. I think we do. Try and maximize off this engine. So it's probably going to be Bee Eater. Try and use all the worms for playing these worm-eating birds, and then I might have to take food once more if Kia is an option, if I need some seeds or some nectar for this Swan. Then maybe food once more. I think otherwise we focus on laying eggs, we focus on scoring points, and yeah, getting the food we need. Okay, they took food, so they've not played the Swallow. Maybe it's just a block. Thought they might play it first. There's certainly no shortage of food going on. But okay, let's do Bee Eater. Sort of thinking about this end of round goal, to be honest. Eggs in the wetlands. There is a universe in which we can get this down. And lay eggs on it. Then that might be an option we explore. Yeah, I could lay eggs now and then see if Bee Eater hits. We'll see. I mean, my opponent, they could easily play more wetland birds. I'm sure they found some through their digging. But yeah, Little Penguin. touched on it earlier. This can be a make or break. At the moment, it's not making their game, just the one, but that could change in a heartbeat. And okay, Sea Eagle going down in the forest, so no room for Swallow. Definitely wishing I kept the Carrion Crow now. But never mind. Oh, I suppose actually we could play the Swan. I suppose we could play the Swan and the Red Knot. There's no kind of reason we play one or the other. But okay, let's lay some eggs. Let's lay some eggs. Beat is going to hit. Actually, let's take this one. Use the gull. See what we find. Oh, Goldsfinch. That could be interesting. I don't think Ibis is especially interesting. And I'm going to tell you why, in particular, this is interesting. Because one thing that's been on my mind this entire game is how on earth are we going to get 2 eggs on the diver between the Mallefowl and the Scrubfowl? Well, I'll tell you how. It's with the Goldsfinch. We can definitely use that to our advantage where we trigger one of the egg-laying birds to get an egg on the diver. We then trigger the Goldsfinch and play another bird and take the egg off the diver. And then we use the other yellow power to get the egg back on. So playing Goldsfinch is going to get us a free egg in some slightly odd way. So something to think about. But I've got so many other things. I've still got to think about this enclosure builder. So, okay, we are on 4 now. I think we're going to be fine. It's just a case of which birds we do actually play. Okay, they have got the Swallow down in the grass. So, oh, I really want to wait and see if they play a wetland bird because I don't want to force myself into playing something I don't need to. But I suppose, yeah, I think I'm just looking at all of these and I'm thinking, what's the priorities? It's got to be the Red Knot and the Swan because if we are going for this Mallefowl, just the pure eggs that they get so much more than something like Cerulean Warbler. So let's do. I think let's do. Do we do Trumpeter Swan now? I think we do Trumpeter Swan now because we can always use the worms that we get later. Whereas if we don't, if we use the nectar on the worm now, we're then got to get a seed out somewhere. So I think we can do this. I think that's okay. And then we can lay eggs again on this one. But yeah, we're coming into the end game here, and we've definitely got to rush everything down at some point. I'm trying to work out if there's room for the Kia, if there is room for this Goldsfinch, if there's room for this. I mean, there's got to be room for this Mallefowl. I've got to play this. But yeah, it's just a question of priorities. How much of this we can get going. How much food we get. We're going to be relying on Bee Eater here to feed some of these birds. That's for sure. And maybe doing a little bit of forcing, but yeah, if it's worth it to take food once, in order to be able to play something like the Kia, that may well be worthwhile because I've not really paid that much attention to the nectar races. I don't think we're going to do much there. But if we do get a bunch of nectar in one term, and we can get some extra points out of that, then that's definitely something to consider. So we'll see. But I'm definitely interested to see. I suppose the thing is, with my opponent here, okay, they've not played a wetland bird, so glad I did because we're now going to win this end of round goal. So yeah, I think we do ditch the woodpecker in the interest of extra eggs. That's very good. Beater's working, also very good. Do we still use this Franklin's Skull? Well, we've got a lot of cards. And we certainly can't play them all. I think, yeah, I think Cerulean Warbler's done. So we're going to skip this for now. Maybe use it next round if something good comes up. But let's keep giving out the worms. Get rid of Cerulean Warbler. And another nice worm-eating bird. Fortunately, it's a bit late. Actually, the Starness could have come in handy. But yes, that is not going to be helping us here at all. So maybe this is for that last end of round goal as well. Maybe they're thinking ahead and trying to get the eggs down there. I think we should be okay. I definitely will look at playing, I think Malifaux. I think Malifaux's the one to go down in the grass. It's just all that egg space. Because the other thing is we're going to have to leave Franklin's Gold empty so that it can actually get the two eggs off the yellow power. So yeah, that's something we're going to have to think about. But 5 turns left going into this last round. I think definitely got to get this red knot down. Malifaux's got to go down. Maybe we find a way of getting Goldfinch down as well. Not sure there's too much room for the Kia, unfortunately. We'll wait and see. So there we go. Nice end of round goal win. Definitely glad we could do that. All right, Black Shouldered Kite is going down. Oh, well, maybe they've got Falconer. Maybe they've got Falconer because they have gone really heavy on these kind of birds. And yeah, Black Shouldered Kite. Definitely go for some gambles in this late game. I wouldn't mind a free rodent if it is going to help. If it is going to help get maybe some of these extra birds down. Certainly not a bad thing. And that looks to me like they are laying eggs. And it looks to me like Black Shouldered Kite is doing its job. And I've just noticed Northern Goshawk popping up in the tray. That would make a very tasty double play with this kinglet. So I'm going to be grabbing that like there is no tomorrow. So let's go ahead, lay eggs, and actually now this is definitely where we want to use the gold. So okay, got to be really careful on the egg spaces here. Got to be paying attention. Bee-Eater doing its job, and yeah, got to grab this Goshawk. So very nice. Purple Martin also very nice, but also very late. So I don't think you're going to go down, but we can do. I think we can force Malifaux. Now that we've got this extra rat as well, so we force Malifaux. We have 4 worms left. We lay eggs once. We double play Kinglet into Goldfinch. We play Red Knot. And I think we still have an extra turn to lay eggs. And then we use the Goldfinch to play the Goshawk. Because that's going to be one where we can do the thing I said, where we play it in between the yellows, between the egg yellows. So I think that works. I think that does rely on Bee-Eater hitting. So we will try and lay eggs. I mean, if we can't play this Goldfinch, yeah, maybe I suppose actually Goldfinch is better to play than the Kinglet. So if we can't play the Kinglet, maybe that's the one that we don't play. But we'll see. So yeah, I think we force down. I think we force down this Malifaux in the grass since we lay eggs on it, and see where that takes us. I'm certainly expecting some birds to go down. There are only 2 in hand. But I think whenever you're playing Black Shouldered Kite, you've got to have birds to play. You've got to be able to clear out these egg spaces so you can go and use that power again. So maybe they'll take food, maybe they'll gamble on the Willy Wagtail resetting the tray. But I say this time and time again, you never want to come into the end game like this and not have birds to play. This is why I'm so glad I'm coming into this end game. I've got Red Knot, got Malifaux, even now picking up this Goshawk. It's giving me options. I think if I didn't have these birds and I had to go and keep using this Franklin Skull and keep digging and keep trying to find something, it's absolutely no guarantee, and been burned many times before from the late digging, not giving me something to play. So yeah, I'm hoping for my sake that is the position my opponent is in, but remains to be seen. 4 turns left. Yeah, I think you probably take food and try and get a couple of birds down. But maybe they just want this end around goal. I think, say, if we do get this Malifaux down, that should cement things for us. And alright, on to our next turn here. My opponent has played Blue Throats. So they are definitely going for this end around now. So what does that cap them at 11? I think playing this Malifaux will give us enough to work with. So let's go ahead. Let's get this down. We don't want to use all worms. I think we want to do something like that. And who knows? I mean, maybe if they use the blue throat, if they use the kite again, they're interested. They didn't clear the egg spaces off. That might give us the bit of leeway we need. But let's clear off in the wetlands. All right. Yeah, I think we can do this perfectly because I was in between turns. I was just counting all my cards, and even if we do play everything, we can do Red Knot, Kinglet, Goldfinch, and Gorsehawk. We've got the Martyr, we've got the Kia. Those will get tucked under the Gorsehawk, and before that, they'll get tucked under this American Robin. So we're still going to get that card cycle. And I think Franklin's goal was worth it. I think it was super borderline. Because I did have loads of cards, I could have just gone card cycle on the Robin. I could have played something else in space of the goal, but I think seeing these extra cards, I was able to throw cards and get extra eggs, so it's kind of paying for itself there. And now being able to pay for something like this Goshawk, saving me turns, not having to go and draw cards. That's definitely powerful. So it has worked out, and yeah, I'll be interested to hear and potentially watch back and see my opponent's thought process for leaving that, because it is such a dangerous bird. As hopefully we've been able to show here, but the game's not over yet. The game's not over yet. Still got a few turns to go, so yeah, we'll see what their plan is. Maybe it's just legs for a few turns. Maybe they'll get to play another grass and bird. But I think with just one in hand, you want to be tucking that under the swallow, so don't want to be giving away points there. Or, yeah, missing points that you would otherwise be able to get, so yeah, we'll do our egg laying next time, because as I say, I think it does depend on the bee eater, because Red Knot is going to cost us the 3 worms, that's going to cost us 1, and this is going to cost us 2. Okay, that looks like they're taking food, because that was a lot of bird feeder being reset, yeah, between these brown powers. Didn't look like any rats came up for the Shrike Thrush, so definitely not what they wanted, and yeah, that tray's not what they wanted either. I mean, if they have got the Falconer, then maybe they lay eggs and pick one of those up and play, but we'll see. Anyway, for now, we lay eggs as they get these down on the Malifaux. Please, Bee Eater, thank you. You have delivered in my time of need. And yeah, we'll do Purple Martyr. I suppose I could actually just block. It could be annoying. Block the higher value of the 2, maybe, through the Ferocious Hawk. So, Galar popping up. Definitely too late for you, but yeah, 2 turns left. I think we've got it all planned out, and I'm not even thinking about the bonus card here from the Red Knot. That could be a factor, but yeah, got to see actually, because now I'm thinking more about what if they do lay eggs an extra turn. Because if we've got to play 2 birds here, let them laying eggs, yeah. We've got to play 2 birds here. We are going to clear out some eggs, which I kind of don't want to be doing. Yeah, if they're going to play, I suppose they're going to play something with the 2 nectar and maybe clear out some eggs. So we've got to be careful. We've got to be careful, and we maybe can't do the full plan that we wanted, which makes things a bit more tricky. So, okay, maybe I think we maybe lay eggs again here. Maybe we can't do the Red Knot. Here's what I'm thinking. If I play the Red Knot and then play Goldfinch, yeah, that only leaves me on 10 eggs. And they're going to be on 11. So basically costing myself 6 points on the end of round, which is not ideal. So then what's the priority? What do I want to play? I could double play Kinglet into Goldfinch and then still get the red not down. And maybe we don't play the Goshawk. So Goshawk, by not playing that, we're missing out on 5 points. Because it's 5 plus the 2 tucks, less the 2 eggs. And laying eggs is, well, it's 5 for us. They get an egg, so it's 4. So we're actually not. We're only kind of costing a point. There's maybe something with the Goldfinch as well, to be honest. Actually, with my super duper plan of being able to get the extra egg is maybe not going to work. But I think that's the play. But I think the first play isn't to play these birds. I think we lay eggs here. I want to make sure I'm winning the send around goal. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think. There's no, even if they could play something that got an egg on itself, need to sort of cover off that possibility. Oh, actually, hang on. Do we think they might have stubble quail? Am I going to get baited? I think there's a real possibility they might have stubble quail because they didn't tuck. They didn't tuck on the swallow. So in that case, I think we double play. I think we do Kinglet into. That we do this now. Because yeah, it's going to cost me 3 eggs. Yeah. I think we double play now. We do Kinglet into Goldfinch, and then we see. Man, this endgame has been way more complicated than I ever expected. But I think this is the way we do it. Because yeah, if they do stubble quail, then we're going to lose the end around god no matter what. And we can stick to the original plan. I get all these birds down, but let's wait and see. I suppose they didn't use the blue throat, which they could have done for an extra egg. We'll see. I might be massively overthinking this, but I don't want to lay eggs for the end of round and then lose anyway. Plains Wanderer, okay. So they've not stubble quailed. They have Plains Wanderer, so that is really good, to be honest. Full grasses, Plains Wanderer. So, all right. So now we make that informed decision of: do we play Goshawk for 5, or do we lay eggs and win the end of round? I think we lay eggs and we win the end of round because yeah, they get the 1 egg, but it's not going to go in the grasslands, so we're fine. Yeah, we're fine like that. So take our worm. Don't need you. Don't need you, I suppose, anymore. And definitely don't need you. So there we go. Got there in the end. We navigated this. Yeah, trickier than it needed to be end game, but we are going to have pretty nice game end powers to come and activate now. But yeah, win the end of round goal. Super, super nice. And yeah, it is time. It is time. So we're not going to be able to do the cool thing because I need to play this red knot now. So I actually get the 2 eggs on that. So let's go ahead and do that. And see what the bonus card is going to be. I'm just trying to think if I need to leave anything for a potential breeding manager, but I do think I do. What are we going to find? Citizen scientist. Whoops. Not super helpful. But alright. It's time for all these eggs. So yeah, we're going to get 7 from the scrub fowl. Just the 6 from the mallefowl, but still super nice. 13 eggs between them on these endgame powers. So that was strong for us. Nectar, not quite so much. Not quite so much. We relied on the worms. Didn't rely so much on the nectar. So yeah, we definitely lost out there. Hopefully not going to cost us too much as we come into the final scores here. So yeah, we know we got lots of eggs. We know we've got some tucks, but didn't do so well on the bonus card. So we've got to build a bit of lead in the birds. We definitely do that. So yeah, looking good at the moment. End of round goals, I think we're okay for us. Eggs, as I said, loads through the yellow power. So we do hold a pretty strong lead. I think my opponent might bring it back a little bit. No, we got some good tucks. So even with the nectar loss, we're going to hold on here for the win. 115 is the final score for us. Up against 95. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. Got to say, lots of kind of little decisions along the way. Lots of things to think about, and lots of trickiness in the end game. I would have so dearly liked to be able to complete the plan as it was to get this Goshawk down. We only lost a point out from that, and yeah, did manage to make sure we did win the end of round goal. Take a look at my opponent's bonus cards. Pretty nice ones, to be fair. Planeswalker always delivers, I find. So a nice pass ring specialist to go with. Wildlife Gardener, but yeah, not picking up the Franklin Skull. Definitely interesting. Would like to see that back, and yeah, as I said at the start, do go check out my opponent's perspective on this game. But for now, all I can say is I hope you enjoyed watching this one. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to have plenty more games from Major League Wingspan. If you want to see those, do me a favour, hit that subscribe button. Please do follow along, and I look forward to seeing you in another video very, very soon.